Hello, Josh, Mike.
I honestly thought that would disappear.
I thought it'd disappear as well. Good evening, everybody. Evening, fellas. Evening, people in chat.
Good evening, everyone. How's everyone doing?
Evening. Good.
Yeah,
good.
I'm good. I'm really good.
Evening, Ryan. What else have we got? Scott, evening, mate.
Hello, Facebook user.
Hello, Tracy. Facebook
Tracy.
user. Thanks for
Scott.
sharing. Chris
We
Earl.
appreciate the shares.
Some weirdo called Steve Edwards and another wrong called Paul Goodyear. I don't know. Can the moderator please remove these unsavory characters from the chat? It's just
They're just drama hunters, man. Just
yeah, man.
drama farmers, drama llamas.
And we got Nick, our resident mod, obviously on about 16 different platforms. Just to make his job better.
Sitting there with his phone, the TV, the laptop, his wife's phone, the kids' phones.
Yeah, but let's not forget all the people that just continue to message us non-stop while we're on the show, on personally. Do you know what I mean? Even though they know we're on the show, and they know full well because it's been shared everywhere, and they still carry on messaging.
It's not like we haven't been doing this for a year either.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, a year anniversary, fellas. How quick has that gone?
I know, very quick. Time flies when you're having
the same
fun,
time as it would be between birthdays and birthdays.
I remember when you guys started, and I was just sat there in the chat saying hello.
Yeah, well,
should have kept you there.
Yeah, here I am.
Yeah, that was quite good for you, Chris. I mean,
That was really quick for you, Chris.
Yeah, bye, Chris.
Yeah. Vote boot, Chris. Yeah. Love you too, Zippy, mate. Love you too.
Thank you, Nick, saying happy birthday.
It actually comes up with his real name on it, not Zippy Stevens. No, was it on Facebook? Zippy Stevens Sarah.
Just tell everybody his Facebook name.
It's not his fucking real one, is it? That's his real one. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm exposing him, like, you know. Fucking Zippy. Everybody fucking knows who it is. But yeah, that's just normally when you see a Facebook profile like that, you instantly think, "Oh, who cheated?"
Yep.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when you see blokes, but I know that it's not a shared account. It's just like that's the name Zippy's put on there. But whenever you see that, the good old shared Facebook account, you know somebody got caught fucking about.
Oh, mate, yeah, definitely, dude. Too right, man.
People tell me like Mrs. has got access to all their social media and that. I'm like, yeah.
Is that a guy with too much bollocks or a guy with not enough bollocks? Let's put it out there.
It's one or the two. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's one or the two, and that's that.
Man, if there's no trust in a relationship, there's no point in the relationship, dude. Just give it up. Fuck off.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. Fucking done with it, man. Relationships are overrated anyway. Single life fucking rules.
You made me chuckle.
Yeah, except there's nobody there to tell you not to buy stupid impulse buys and stuff like that. It's just all left to you, and that can be that can be a slippery slope. Let me tell you.
I don't know. I've done pretty well out of the impulse buys the last few weeks.
Yeah. So have I. I mean, I had a package come from one of my mates in America that had a stupid amount of billet box stuff in it. I mean, like, this was ridiculous. It'd been building up for months over there. Like, I got something off somebody else there, and I got him to send it to him. And then over the last month or so, I just kept adding stuff to it. Like, I'd see something else, and I'd get them to send it to him as well. And then he sent it all over at once. And luckily, it only took a week to get here. But the amount of money's worth in it, I'm just glad it didn't go missing. That's all I know. Josh, you don't.
I thought it was Grinder he uses.
Yeah, it is. You ugly twats. Yep, that's us. The ugly twats are back again.
We're back.
Tracy, I've been on the other half's Facebook. It's not a very interesting place to be. Check his WhatsApp in that case then. Anyway, the real ballers use Snapchat because it's like fucking Mission Impossible. This fucking message will self-destruct in like 10 seconds. So like there's no evidence. And if someone screenshots that shit, it grasses them up for it as well. So you know what I mean? It comes up, like literally comes up and tells you. Even if you do the screen record, it comes up and tells you. So I've been told.
Don't know. I've never used Snapchat ever. It's just something I never went into.
Yeah, Snapchat's hilarious, man. It's like my Snapchat's like 90% total strangers, like nothing to like. I don't even know them at all. It's just like complete random people that are just. I really don't know. Like, ended up with 3 more catfish. Speaking of catfish, I'm not going to get into that.
Don't.
Yeah, is this your way of actually admitting your catfish?
No, I've been catfished. I've been totally fucking catfished before.
Pinkies out, boys. Pinkies out.
Anybody that's been on any online dating app has been catfished, because catfishing is basically somebody pretending to be somebody they're not, and they all do it. Like you go on, like I can only obviously say about the women's profiles because that's what I look at, right? If I go on there. Now, all of them use these fucking Snapchat filters and they got different coloured eyes in every fucking picture. And it's like, what the fuck? Do you know what I mean? So as far as I'm concerned, every single one of them is a random cock.
Well, mate, have you ever watched Catfish? If you ever watched the TV program Catfish?
Oh yeah,
I've
seen it.
But my wife loves it, man. Loves it.
Yeah. Catfish is real.
Some of the shit, dude, that comes out of there is unbelievable. Right. Some of the things that people do are incredible, man.
All right,
incredible.
So I will tell you about a time I actually did get catfished, and this is 100% true fucking story. I was chatting to this girl, right? Yeah, I was chatting to this fucking girl for a couple of weeks. She seemed really nice, everything great. Give her my phone number, messages back and forward, whatever. I ended up going out, met her, took her out for something to eat. She didn't say more than hello. And I just sat there, and it was the most awkward. She was exactly who she looked like in the pictures and everything, but there was something weren't right. And afterwards, I went back. I was staying in a hotel. I went back there, and I was sat in the bar, sort of like thinking, the fuck was that? And suddenly I got this friend request from somebody who had a friend in common with her. And apparently this girl was so shy, she'd never had a proper boyfriend in all her life, right? Bear in mind, she was like 30 years old. And her friend set up a profile. It was one of her friends I was talking to the whole fucking time. I never spoke to her on the fucking phone. So like she got there and she was like a deer in the headlights. I was just like me. Do you know what I mean? So like she was just probably like, what the fuck is wrong with this bloke? Like, you know.
That's enough to put anyone like a deer in the headlights, though, isn't it? Really, let's be honest.
Well, yeah, do you know what I mean?
I mean, I was the same when I first met you in real life, Andy. I was like, fuck me.
Most people are. I'm one of their larger than life characters. Do you know what I mean? But it's yeah. See, it's exactly right. I mean, like, you know, there's some right weirdos on the online dating, and actually, like, my cousin was talking about this. Like, she put up a meme the other day, and it was basically a picture of a fucking dick with a face on it, talking to the guy, saying she liked 4 of your pictures, send her a dick pic. Right? Do you know what I mean? Like, as if, you know, like just randomly just send. So I was like, what? Do people just actually do that? And she was, there are loads of people commenting. They're just like, yeah. And I was like, when the fuck did that become acceptable? My usual rant about it. When did that become acceptable? Like, when did that? Is this not cyber flashing? This is cyber flashing. Is it not like? Yeah, but this is fucking real. This is a real thing. I've been investigating it while the world's been going mad on a load of other different issues. I've been off investigating a very real issue of cyber flashing, right? And this is a lot more. You know, this is going on a lot more than people would like to admit.
Doing this cyber flashing.
This back towards vaping. We have a question from somebody.
30T or Molicel P42A. So much backlash on chat. As I said, Molly. Yeah, it's Molicel. Right. Okay. If you comp, if you do cloud comps, then a freshly charged, brand new 30T will hit harder for the first 3-4 hits. Then after that, the drop-off curve, the voltage drop-off curve is fucking whoom.
Massive.
It's steep. It's ridiculous. It's like Purge's prices is steep as fuck, right? and then the Molicel carries on hitting harder for longer.
Yeah.
Plus, you've got an extra 1,000 milliamp hours capacity, and they're just better batteries. The only thing is.
And apart from that, buy the battery from the company that actually support the fucking industry.
Yeah, they support vaping, not Samsung. Fuck Samsung.
That's
Just
it.
saying.
I'm not saying I must buy a new phone.
Yeah, Molicel. Listen, right? Do you know what? I used to have this shit with people all the time about using 25 Rs. It was the same fucking bullshit. 25 Rs or VTC 5As. Let me think. It doesn't take a fucking genius to work that out, does it? But you still had people running James Bond builds on 25 Rs, insisting it was perfectly safe and it was great. Do you know what I mean? They go chucking their batteries in the bin every month. And before anyone says it, I don't literally mean in the bin. They obviously recycled them like a responsible person. But anyway, yeah, you know, like their batteries last them 5 minutes. They're fucking just, yeah, it's just bullshit. You can't educate pork.
I always used to go for VTC 5A for max, and then I used to go for 30 Qs in
30
Vancouver.
Qs. Yeah. 30 Q. 30 Q. 30 Q.
But nowadays, I mean, don't get me wrong.
Molicel P 26As.
I've got a lot of Samsung 30
and a big fucking LiPo. Yeah.
But the Molly is still a better battery.
Yeah, right. Okay. I've got loads of 30Ts. I've got loads of 40Ts. Right, but that's because they were around before the Molicels were.
Yeah.
And because I don't abuse the fuck out of my batteries, I've got ones that are like 2 years old that still perform like the day that I got them.
I'm just too tight. I still use 25 hours in my rigs.
Yeah, but mate, yeah, but
in a regulated device,
fucking
yeah.
Yeah, in a regulated,
do
you know what I mean? It don't matter. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man,
it doesn't matter.
It was these people running these like 0.07 and 0.06 builds on a 25R, man. It's like you're the people that will vape.
Andrew, I'm not saying that there aren't genuine people on Plenty of Fish, buddy. All right, and that's not what I was saying at all. Right, I know a few people that have hooked up through these dating apps and stuff like that, and they're still together and they've got wonderfully happy lives. But you have to fucking kiss a lot of fucking frogs before you get to that fucking princess. Like, do you know what I'm saying? It's like there's a lot of fucking freaks on there. It's like all the weirdos, narcissists, fucking nut jobs, sociopaths, and just freaks all got together and just. It's like a free for all. So do you know what I mean? It's like it's not to say that you won't find what you're looking for there.
Evening,
Gavin. I mean? Yeah. How you doing, Gav, mate? You all right?
You're going to get a look at the camera wave.
Yeah, evening, Gav. Our top sponsor.
Still absolutely blown away about what you did last week. Like, just
Gav's fucking very much so. Not all superheroes wear capes. That's all I'm saying. You know
no, but I want to get him a cape.
Yeah, I want to get him a cape.
He did receive a
and I want to throw him off a tower block just to see him fly.
I did see your hat, Gavin, that Mr. and Mrs. Ataku sorted you out, and it is stunning. I'm very jealous.
Yeah, there'll never be a gold one anymore.
There will never ever be a gold one.
You are the only gold member.
You're a gold member.
Yeah, you are a gold member.
Not
it's
even
like
a slot will ever have one of them.
It's like the Nando's gold card, man. That mythical Nando's gold card.
Yeah.
That only Ed Sheeran's got.
It's like that Willy Wonka's fucking golden ticket, mate. That's what you got there. No, seriously, it's just.
Anyway.
She wants a real man under 7 foot. You're a child.
We're 16 minutes into the show. Shall we do a what we're vaping?
Yeah.
Yes.
If anyone cares. And then people are, for fuck's sake, not what they vaping again. It's the same every week.
Gavin, it's not much. It's just a slight token of our appreciation, brother.
Yeah,
Paul has got different shades of gold.
Mrs. Ataku made it.
Yeah.
There's a few of our ideas. So
Stormzy got a KFC black card. He did actually. That is actually true. Like Stormzy has got a KFC black card. But that's just another whole thing that we're not going to get into. We're not getting into anything about that. I don't want to hear about any murder
Josh,
out
what are you vaping this week?
Right, what am I vaping? I am vaping. I am on my my trusty Black Siege with a Resurgence on top. Some of Andy's coils inside. I think they're aliens. That has in it the coil turd Boule Bolu.
Say that 5 times fast.
Boule Bolu, Boule Bolu, Boule Bolu, Boule Bolu, Boule Bolu.
All right, fuck off.
Sounds great, Josh. Mike's perfect.
And I can count as well.
Yeah.
I got my Doom Diamond with my Ultim Lantern cap on top. Again, some Andy coils. That has in it some Kilo Moo Milk Neapolitan. And then, of course, my UK Viking kit with Elite V3. This has just got a set of Claptons in it, I think, from Andy. And that's still got the Gangster Granny Olive.
Love that. I was looking at that on Vape and Go.
Mate, it's good, man. It's good. I still can't... I think I still prefer the Sad Boy.
Yeah.
But it's good. And then beer, as always.
Chris, you can go up next, buddy.
As per usual, the OP. I love this thing. Hey, it's a nice mod. I've got Andy's calls in this. I always have to have a bottle of this nearby, custard crack. I've always got some of that running. And as always, me Valhalla and me Hog. And in that, what did I do with it? There it is. Firehouse Vapes, Green Watch. That is really nice stuff. It's one of the few juices that I've first time ever trying it and it actually goes, wow. I'm on my Duffpo WVV2 with my Fatality M25, and in that I have some Vaporoni Green Slush.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Lovely jubbly. Mr. Bohane.
Mike.
Okay, so yeah, I am on my blue O-frame Exome with TI Redemption. Got some of my own coils in there. I've got real bad shakes at the moment. I was using a strimmer earlier on and my fucking arm's still vibrating from it. And I've got a few of my billet boxes on the go. I've got different juices in each one. I can't really remember now. I've got Booze Hound in the green one. I've got can't remember what I've got in that, if I'm honest with you. I've got some Ultimate Puff, the Nick Salt, the creamy marshmallow in this one. And then I've got my Predator Lipo with the Sub-Zero logo on it. And Elite V2. And I've got some of I've got some of my 14 ply staples in there, which are just absolute beasts. They come in at like 0.64 and the wrap I have them, but as it's a lipo, it's only 22.9 amps. So do you know what I mean? 'Cause it's a 3S. So like even at that resistance, the cell just doesn't even get warm. It just, you know, it just doesn't bother it at all. But it's lively. It's
let's have a look at that design on the side.
Man, it's such a beautiful mod, man. Such a beautiful mod.
Yeah, I had this done by Ian Denny, ID Customs. You can find him on Facebook. I went to him with the images, obviously, and my logo. And they're basically, he gets the guy from Slammer Mods. He does the laser etching. I've actually got another one of these. I've got the case, the actual housing, where he dropped a razor blade on it. And it just had a little tiny nick in it, but he wouldn't send it to me like that. So he had another one done. And I just said to him, right, I'll give you like 20 quid for the other one as well. But I absolutely love it. The detail is just amazing. And I've got quite a few DNA box mods. And for me, it's them internals and how neat and tidy everything is. It's just...
That is really tidy.
It's
just
neat, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just perfection. You know, he's the best as far as I'm concerned. You know, I've got mad modders and this and that. And for DNAs, it doesn't really get much better. than that.
And it wasn't too pricey, if I remember rightly.
No, I paid $225, I believe. I paid for it. Custom. That's with the 3S lipo and everything. And
Bloody good value that is.
Yeah, it's 2,900 mAh 3S lipo. And he even put a Predator theme on it for me. So like it's got like Predator graphics and like the hieroglyphic type stuff he has come up on his arm when he blows himself up at the end. It's got all them sort of all throughout the menus and stuff. It's just awesome. I'm gonna get another one done by him at some point. But yeah, they're really, really, really well made mods, you know. A lot of people will be like, "Our box mod's a box mod, it doesn't really matter," but it does matter. You open some of them up and they're like bags of nails, you know. It's just like, wow.
We've been there before, haven't we, Andy?
Yes, we have, yeah.
Okay, my turn. Evening, everybody. I'm on my Dogpo Odin 200 with the Brunhild.
That's an abomination, Vinny. That's an
abomination.
Yeah, just like what the
triggering ball.
I was going to say, I can just imagine Paul just getting triggered, sitting there with an eye twitch.
Right, is it me?
Basically, it looks like, I was going to say, it looks like you put C3PO's cock on the top of a mod.
Right, if you actually look at... I mean, if you actually look at the way the glass is cut out and stuff, it kind of looks like the eyes and stuff, like at the bottom, it looks like a stormtrooper's fucking mask, kind of. Like, do you know, look, see, it's a fucking stormtrooper.
Yeah.
It's like a weird robot-y type thing. I don't know what.
It's just a stormtrooper decided to wear a gimp mask.
I've got to say it.
Ridiculously tall, man.
Yeah, I've got to say it. It probably looked nice on some mechs. I mean, it probably looked good on some mechs. You know, if it was the same kind of girth.
Anyway,
I don't know why I said that in a really over-exaggerated West Country accent. I don't know why. I don't know why I said it in a really over-exaggerated West Country accent either. But there you go.
Girth. Some Pablo blends, frozen mango, and black currant.
Nice.
Nice.
Rather nice. I'm battling again with my .aoi, trying to get it how I like it to work, and still not really there. But I'm in some Riot Squad Black Edition Ultra Peaks tea in there, which is rather yummy. Then I've got a Vaporesso Gen mod, which I've had come in to review.
Oh yeah, I've actually seen them popping up on some wholesalers and stuff.
It's quite nice. I've got my Fatality on there, and I've got some
that fucking bubble glass.
Some Peroni in there. It's actually really quite impressive little mod. It's only dual 18650, up to 220 watts.
Yeah.
They're not expensive though, are they?
No, I think this one's about 49 quid.
Yeah, I was going to say they're around about that sort of money, and for that's good.
The finish is immaculate. It's absolutely immaculate.
You're going to get people that are going to say, yeah, but it's an 18650. Look, it doesn't fucking matter with a regulated. That's like, do you know what I mean? No, all right. The people that threw all their fucking 18650s away when 30Ts came out, I mean, you know, like that's what a lot of people did. Oh, I'm not using 18650s again. And, you know, so like now they won't buy a mod because it's an 18650. And I just think that's just a bit stupid. Do you know what I mean? It's like for a regulated that won't. Yeah, but a lot of people, like, honestly, I know loads of people that are like, I haven't got any 18650s. I'm like,
that Brunhild. That big C3PO cock, as you put it, which is quite apt. Yeah. They're about 50 quid.
Well, I've just quickly Googled. You can get them on. I don't like to mention websites, but you can get them on Grey Haze for about they're $33.99 at the minute.
Oh, that's cheap.
That's more like it price wise.
Yeah. To be honest,
well,
it's a bit of a bitch. I mean, I've not done the review.
It isn't. It's cheap and it's not, because at the same time, you can put that towards something else that isn't that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's very, very good. It's a very, very good and valid point, though, Josh. You know what I mean? I'm with you on that one. You know, you really, other than...
If it vapes well and you're into RDTAs...
Yeah, right, okay.
Awesome, like, that's cool.
See, that's the thing. They don't class it as an RDTA.
But it is.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, right. It's very simple, right? Is the deck above the juice reservoir, and do the wicks go down into the juice reservoir?
No.
Well, it's not an RDTA then.
There's wires feeding it up via a vacuum to a deck.
Right, well, yeah, so it's the wires wick.
They're underneath the deck.
The wires are stainless steel.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So the wires are the wick.
Yeah.
Right, so it has got, so it is an RDTA then.
Yeah, that's what I think as well, but they class it as an RTA.
Well, they can class it as a fucking UFO if they want.
That's like Smock classing things as pods when they're not.
Yeah, I mean, look, right? I had this discussion with someone the other day about what is a billet box bridge and what is a billet box RBA. Well, a billet box bridge is something that you just put a stock coil in, and it bridges from the top to the bottom with a coil in the middle, and it's a bridge. An RBA is a rebuildable atomizer. You put a coil in, a handmade one or a machine-made one, depending on whatever ones you use. And I'm not saying anything bad. Some people do. They use machine-made coils. Otherwise, there wouldn't be a market for them.
Not all coils are made equal, people.
Yeah, indeed. And it's one of them things, some people use them and they're happy with them. And, good luck to them. But basically, like it's a, that's an RBA, that's a bridge. And people get the two terms they call like the Karma RBA, they call it the Karma Bridge or the Mission Bridge. And it's an RBA, and it's just one of them things. People they mix it's like mixing your metaphors, I suppose, but you're mixing your acronyms.
I will say something though.
What? It's shit. Right, look, right. This is all we want to know. Yeah,
it's
right. Look, you look like holding the dildo up. Right, look. It's like he does. He looks like somebody's like first time they've been to Amsterdam in the red light district. And they're in a sex shop.
It's definitely an oddly shaped butt plug, isn't it? Like,
dildo.
And I'll tell you what, the flavour is fucking cracking.
Right, fair enough.
Yeah, right. Paul said it. We need a cool wall. We need a fucking cool wall.
As soon as Zippy said that,
right.
I was thinking we
do need a cool wall.
We need a cool wall. We need a cool wall. We need
to implement that.
And we need a full wall. Right? For all
we
the shit stuff to go in. A cool wall and a full wall.
Are we going with the Top Gear stance on this, where anything from a particular brand just automatically gets demoted?
No.
Probably associated with those brands.
Well, yeah, that's the thing, though. Right, look.
But will it also be the same as Top Gear when things that really aren't cool we think are cool and we all just go, yeah, like, fuck me, that's a Ford Mondeo, man. That's going on the cool wall because it's a fucking Ford Mondeo.
Right. No Ford Mondeo has ever belonged on a fucking cool wall.
I don't know. The ST240s are pretty.
Man, they should have been called the Mundano, the most boring car ever in the fucking world.
That's why they're called Mondanos, because they are mundane.
Yeah,
they are boring.
Yeah. I mean, look, all right, they made one that had a bit of fucking fire in his pants, you know what I mean, and went a little bit faster, but it's still a fucking Mondeo. I mean, like,
it's comfortable. It's large enough. It's fast. I'm fucking happy.
Okay, right. And how much are they? What was the price on them? New? I'm not talking about how much you can get.
Make probably quite a lot of money.
Right. This is what I'm saying. Right now, we're going to compare some other vehicles that you can get for that money, and then we're going to decide whether or not it's fucking still cool, or whether or not it's just a car that they could convince their fucking accountant to write off.
Cool, man.
I don't know. Currently, right now on eBay, I can buy one for a tenner. So
right, yeah. Well, look, this is what I'm saying, right?
One thing: does it have MOT? Does it start? And how much of the floor is left?
I can. What do you mean, mate? Ford's a solid. Fuck you.
No,
they're Ford for a reason. Fix or repair daily.
Fix or repair daily. That's what Ford
do you drive? What do you drive, Chris?
He drives a rice burner, doesn't he?
Yeah, unfortunately, I drive a Kia Sportage 2019.
You can fucking talk, can't you?
Yeah.
I don't fucking like it either.
Back when I was legally able to drive, probably for this reason, because all I drove was fast Fords. Luckily, I had very nice insurance. I had my brother was a motor trader, so I just got slapped on his motor trader's insurance, which basically gave me permission to drive whatever I wanted. So I used to drive some nice cars, man. probably the reason I'm banned, because an 18-year-old kid driving around in a 300 brake horsepower Escort RS Turbo is probably not a wise thing, is it?
Hong Kong.
No.
Hong Kong. Honking?
Now, apparently Hong Kong have decided not to ban vaping. That's actually fantastic news.
Yeah.
Very good.
Because of the Chinese overlords.
A Kia shortage. I'm a girl driver and I wouldn't touch that. You just got fucking owned, Chris.
Yeah, truthfully, it's 300 quid.
The thing is, my mother-in-law had a Kia, sold it, and bought a fucking another Kia.
Wow.
What?
I'd love to meet these fucking salesmen. I bet they could sell a Fisher fucking umbrella.
It's not a real turbo.
It's
It's not a real turbo, though, is it, Paul? It's not a real turbo.
Why was it?
Got to be a diesel.
Yeah, but that's technically still a turbo. And
Yeah, but
you know what, right? I've never ever owned a diesel car.
It doesn't make the car fast. It just makes the car normal.
Yeah, I know. I know. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are some exceptions. There are some fucking fast diesels out there, but like as a general rule, yeah, I hate diesels anyway. And if anybody wants to know why, just and you're not really that into cars, just Google diesel particulate filter. Just Google that. Right, and you will see exactly why I fucking hate diesels. Yeah, like it's seriously like the older diesels before these high pressured fucking DTI fucking things come along that you could run on chip fat and sunflower oil. They were fucking great, and then the engines were bulletproof and stuff. But you do that with one.
Sean Toop's got a fucking good taste in cars, mate. A Mini 1275 turbo.
Yeah.
Oh, you've seen his Beetle.
Yeah, Sean's got Sean's got some fucking nice cars.
My dad, before he passed away, my brother's probably the best mechanic you'll ever fucking meet. He's just insanely good. Like, he now mechanics for a banger racing team, one of the best banger racing teams in the world. He's their mechanic. He used to drive, but he can't drive anymore after his cancer, unfortunately, because half of his head is metal, so he's not allowed to drive a banger racing car. But he's now, and they are very good.
I thought that would have been a requirement for driving banger racing cars. Head made out of metal.
Half of his head is metal, but if he breathes in, you can see the hole in his head, which is there. It sucks in and out.
I mean, I don't want to make light of the situation, but can you imagine the shit that he could smuggle through metal detectors?
Dude, seriously, it's a horrible operation he had. They basically had to remove his face to remove the cancer.
Jesus.
So he's got a big scar from like here to here after loads of radiation and laser therapy or whatever the fuck it is. He basically can't grow his hair back properly, but he's got a scar from here to here, and I just call him RoboCop.
Mate, do you know what, right? I was dying to say it, but because it's your brother and just like not really the right, I was just sat here, I was just thinking that he's got a bit of a RoboCop look going on there. Then surely, like, do you know what I mean? Do you call
he fucking hates me for it. I mean, and like,
do you call him Murphy and stuff? Do you call him Murphy? Like, yeah.
It's like, fuck me, it's Alex Murphy.
But, it's Murphy.
But yeah, all right, Murph. But
yeah,
no, I mean, like,
has he got a mate called Lewis? That's what, like, that would make it even better. That would just be so funny.
Yeah, mate, he's definitely got a mate called Lewis, 100%. Where I was going, yeah, my brother's very good. And when he was younger, my dad and my brother always had minis out on the drive, stuff like that, and they were crazy enough to at one point put a Cosworth engine in one. Because
that sounds fun. I'm not gonna lie, that sounds fun.
Yeah. It wasn't fun. It didn't move because it just span.
Yeah, like sometimes they just don't. Like, do you know what? Right? I mean, like some cars, they can have all the power, but like if they don't know how to put it down or what to do with it, it just like they're not built to cope with it. You can put a big engine in it.
It's all right if you put two fat guys in the front. It might have.
Oh yeah.
But, you know.
Yeah, I mean, like a lot of them, you're just going to end up climbing a tree in it. Do you know what I mean? It's like
my brother's
seriously ridiculous conversions on cars, like that fucking Nova with the Astra GTE 2-litre engine in it. Fuck, I've never been so scared in all my life being in that car. It just felt like being in a tin can going like fucking 140 mile an hour. It was just like I was just holding on for fucking dear life. Like, what the fuck?
The two cars I always wanted, well, the car I always wanted a GT. I always wanted a Renault
GT Turbo, yeah.
GT Turbo, man.
Yeah.
Always wanted.
Yeah.
But I mean, I remember in Exeter there was a shop, and it was a pretty popular shop. It's called Ice, which was a car. And they used to do meets all the time, and every time you go down there, and probably the funniest thing I ever saw was a Renault GT Turbo, Renault 5 GT Turbo, being towed by another Renault 5 GT Turbo because it had blown up because it had overheated.
Mate, this is one thing that I will say is the Renault 5 GT Turbos were the most unreliable fucking cars ever. Like they just
change every cooling part on it. Just to keep it cool.
Dude,
but we went down there, came back later. And then we saw both those Renault 5 GT Turbos going on the back of a tow truck because the one that was towing it also blew up.
Yeah. I mean, one of my favorite like old cars. I mean, everybody loves the Cozzis and this and that and the other, and Mark, the original M3s and stuff like that. Always makes me laugh. People tell their tool stories like, "Oh yeah, I had one of the original M3s." It's like, yeah, sounds like a nice car, man. And then like just carry on the conversation. If I say, "Hey, have you ever owned a left-hand drive car?" Go, nah. Well, how could you have owned an original M3 then? They were all left-hand drive. Yeah. Do you get what I mean? It's just like people chat shit, and it just cracks me up so much when people say stuff like that. They just expect everyone just to believe it.
Scott, my very first car was a Mark 1 Ford Fiesta XR2i. My very first car.
Very good cars. And speaking of cars from around that era, one of my favourites is the big engine Peugeot 205 GTI. My friend had one, and it was sprayed like a sort of cinnamon color shift, and it had the big flared wing body kit on it, with like the cutouts down it, and that car was fucking.
Was it the MI16 engine in it? The M16.
Yeah, I believe.
See, statistically, right?
No,
was it crashing in a Peugeot 205 GTI?
Yeah.
Over 50 miles an hour, statistically, if you were to crash one,
dead,
your chances of survival
not very good.
Were not very good.
Yeah, no, I know. like literally, I mean, this guy had shit done to the car as well. Do you know what I mean? Like he'd had it fucked about with and tweaked and everything. But yeah, right. Let's get back to vaping. Come on, we're just like 39 minutes in, and we're not talking about vaping, right? So. Just now, I'm pretty sure it was Scott who asked Elite V2 or V3. Right. So, pros and cons for the Elite V2 and the Elite V3. Me personally, I like them both, but for different things. Like,
what, are you going to elaborate?
Well, I mean,
right.
Well, I don't think the Elite V3 is as good for series as it is for single tube, because it's a lot more restrictive than the Elite V2 due to the airflow being smaller and more centralized. If that makes it, you can open up the airflow, even though I don't open up the airflow right up, even on series with the Elite V2. I still think that the option to have it's a little better. And
for anyone that doesn't know, I'll show them the difference because I have both right. So,
and the deck. I don't know. See, like people say to me, what's the Elite V2? Yeah, that's really original tip as well.
Yeah, the original dick tip, as I like to call it.
Yeah.
So like whopping great big airflow if you want it more.
Yeah, you got. I'll always say that I prefer the option of having more airflow, even if you don't want it. Like it's one of them things. You'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
So that's the Elite V2. Versus, I've got one actually, a vaping one. Versus Elite V3,
which is a lot less airflow.
Yeah,
and I still close it down.
Yeah, I have them both open, but like that's why I'm very low.
Stop face tracking, you piece of shit camera.
Yeah. This is the point where Josh is thinking, "Fuck, I should have just got that webcam." Tell you why, because look, there you go. It's got it straight in focus straight away.
Yeah, look, he'll get that in focus, no problem at all. It's just trying to show off and detail it.
Yeah, but
fuck you.
There was another question somewhere as well regarding pods.
The question is, the answer to Scott's question, though, is it's all a matter of personal taste, mate. It depends on what you want to use it for, and it depends on what your style of vaping is.
Well, I have 2 Elite V3s and I've got 1 Elite V2. But I like both of them.
I've got like 6 Elite V2s and 3 or 4 Elite V3s.
I personally think the Elite V3 looks better.
Here's the question. Sorry.
That was a long time.
Okay, so John, how do we feel about pods? Do you think that we should? Sorry, I was reading that. Seems to have gone, Vinny.
Basically, does he think they should get rid of pods and just go back to drippers? And
what about but what about the people that never use drippers in the first place? So what do?
Yeah.
This is the point. It's like everybody, right? Everybody sees things from their own perspective, right? Everybody sees things from their own perspective a lot of the time. So, like, people will often say to me, Squonking's died now. And I'll be like, yeah, not really. I'm in loads of Squonking groups and it's still very much alive and well. You just don't do it anymore and not in them groups anymore. So the thing is not everybody all vapes the same. Now, I don't really see open pod systems as being an issue. It's the disposables I don't like.
Yes.
And the disposables, the reason I don't like them is, one, the environment, on the impact on the environment, and 2 is that they're nice and cheap and easy for kids, and they're easy for them to hide. They could easily chuck it in a pencil case or something like that, and it just looked like a Sharpie or whatever. You know, some of them, they just look like it could be a pen with a cap on it, you know. And this is the thing, they attract people. So this is one of the things that there's also different categories of pods.
Yeah.
Like, so, you know, this is where it becomes a question. And I think it's the disposables. The disposables are the things that we don't like, things like Juul, things like Blue, the other disposables that they do. I know not all Juul are disposable, but you know what I'm saying. It's the disposables. Yeah, I do think they should go. Should everyone go to dripping? No, because not everybody uses drippers. That's only a certain percentage of vapors. But that's just my view on it, you know.
From me as a reviewer's point of view, pods will be going nowhere.
Yeah,
pods taking over. I mean, back in the day when I started vaping, it was the pens with the silica wicks and everything like that, and they had plug and play coils. That's no different to a pod.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're exactly the same, and yes, pods are now evolving. I mean, obviously, Smock, for example, are bringing out a 160 watt one. That is not a pod. That's a tank that looks like
you're going to see like 160 pods a week, because that's what it feels like.
I mean, basically,
pods are not going anywhere. They're the gateway to vaping now for smokers.
Yes,
exactly what I was thinking.
Now,
I think from a switching from smoking point of view, pods are fantastic.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So this is my major point on it, is for a direct replacement for cigarette smoking. Right, you will not get a better replacement than pods with, say, a 10 milligram nicotine salt. Right, that, in my opinion, will get somebody off vaping better than me saying, "Yeah, mate, hit that 0.65 build. That'll sort you out." Do you know what I mean? Because, like, literally, they'll feel like they're having a fucking heart attack.
They'll cough their lungs out.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've stitched some people up before. Like, they've said, "Oh, well, what are you vaping on there?" Like, do you know what I mean? Like, relatives and stuff. Like, so, oh, yeah, have a go. Just press that button there. Like, do you know what I mean? I just start
They always do the classic as well. They always pull it. They always press the button before they even get it to their mouth.
They think it's like a cigarette? Yeah. Like, I'm just like, yeah. Or the other one is, I can't get anything off it. And it's because you press the button for half a second and then start breathing afterwards. I don't know what you're doing. Like, what the fuck are you doing? What are you even doing with it? But it's one of them things. Like, and here's the thing: I've tried to convert some people to vaping. I've tried to convert. How you doing, Phil? I've tried to convert some people to vaping from smoking. It just wasn't for them. You know, I'm not. Do you know what? Right? There's nothing worse than somebody He fucking rams their opinions like that down your throat. Do you know what I mean? Like we don't like it when people come up to us and tell us that vaping's bad and this and that and the other. It drives us mad, right? Same with people that still smoke. You know, like you've got to ask yourself: is there a reason why a lot of smokers don't like vapors? And do you know what I mean? Like, and you'll see it. A lot of people that still smoke, like sort of, like, they've all got these opinions about vaping and stuff like that. And I used to think it was because they were like justifying it to themselves or whatever. But I'm now starting to see some of the sort of antisocial side of it. People going up and forcing their views on someone who's just stood outside the pub trying to smoke a fag and have 5 minutes peace. You know, and then there's the people walking around blowing fucking clouds like fucking Smokey Joe's cat fucking in people's faces at bus stops. Like, you know,
it's a long time since I've seen anyone smoking outside of a pub.
Well, yeah, I know the pubs are closed to them, mate. But,
at least 2.5 months.
Yeah.
Andy, what pubs are you going to? That's still open, mate.
Well, apparently pubs of outside space are allowed to open again on the 22nd.
Pubs are open already. Pubs that do food are open already, doing deliveries on Sunday dinners and, and stuff like that.
This is coming from a landlord patron that I know. He's allowed to reopen his pub again on the 22nd of this month, but only serving people in the outside space.
Yeah.
Tracy, I struggled like hell when I switched from smoking to vaping. I went through all the pen kits as there was in the day, the pod systems now. I didn't get on with vaping until I went sub-on. When I got an Innikin Cool Fire, one of the first Innikin Cool Fires,
I remember.
One, with an ice sub tank in it, I suddenly loved vaping. I could not get on, and I still don't get on now that well with mouth-to-lung vaping myself.
No, I don't really.
Maybe she needs to try a direct-to-lung system. That may be the way to go with it.
Yeah, a direct lung or a restrictive lung hit, or, you know, you can get ones that, you know, like, I'm not being funny, but the Orion is an example. I mean, like that, you can run it at like 40 watts if you really want to, and it'll chuck, like, you know, for what it is. And, you know, there are some out there that will produce. I mean, sub-ohm is anything below 1 ohm. You know? So, like, you know, even at 0.8, you're still really technically sub-ohm, you know. So it's one of these things. I cannot get on mouth to lung. I just cannot get on with it. It's like trying to suck a fucking golf ball through a straw. Drives me mad. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's one of them things. I think I smoked too many bongs when I was younger or something. I just can't get used to it. It's just, do you know what I mean? It's direct lung and that's it. It's
I'm the same, Andy. Me and mouth to lung really, really struggle. Really struggle.
And people say to me, "Oh, the flavour's much better," and it's like, well, is that like one of them things? Like, the harder you've got to work for something, the better it seems. Like,
it isn't. But I mean, there was I don't really mouth to lung at all.
If someone can get me a mouth to lung that can give me as good flavour as these 14 ply staples, right, at 140 fucking watts, yeah, with fucking the boost turned right up, punch to 11, right, and you know,
these amps go to 11.
It's not like, I don't care. Like, even in the billet box RBAs and stuff like that, the flavour's not the same. It's not the same. The same juice, the flavour's not the same. Some juices, they need the heat. They need that high wattage to get the flavour out. If you buy a juice, there's a 50-50 blend, and you know, it's designed for these small cloud production type devices. If you use that in one of these, you will be sorely disappointed in the flavour. Likewise, if you use an 80-20, right, that you're used to using in something like this, in a pod system or something at really low wattage, it's not going to taste the same.
And you'll just ruin the coil in about
half a day. You know, and it won't wick properly because the juice is too thick and all this kind of stuff. Like, you know, it's one of these things that, you know, you got to have the right tool for the job. So, you know, it's for me, using these kind of devices or mechs, you know, I'll always go short fills, you know, 70-30, 80-20, thereabouts, because I just find that the flavour's much better with the higher VG concentration rather than the PG, and a lot smoother as well. But anything like this, I mean, with some of the RBAs and
Yes,
British,
Ryan.
you can.
Don't forget the headaches.
Yeah, I don't, because I only use 10 milligram. I don't get any of that shit. I think that like
even 10 milligram after a bit gives me a headache.
The thing is, right, when I first started vaping 20 milligram, which I did, I fell in love with 20 milligram. Fucking loved 20 milligram. I was on 20 milligram all day. Like, loved 20 milligram.
Okay.
But I tell you what, it used to make me so aggressive. I used to find it used to make me angry. I was short-tempered. I was
turn you into a crackhead.
I was an absolute fucking horrible dick. And then I realised it was like me drinking vodka. I just turned into a cunt. I know Vinny doesn't like the C word, but it's the only way to describe it. And it was the same when I was vaping 20 milligram. And I came off the 20 milligram. I was like, wow, like the difference was unbelievable.
Right. Here's the thing, people say they get headaches and shit like this off Nick salts and blah, 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 10 milligram, 20 milligram, fucking whatever, right? Okay, here's a little thing for you. Jay Hayes is not really somebody I like to use as a reference, but he was the first person that kind of brought this to my attention. And that was sub-ohming anything that's got more than 12 milligram nicotine in it, right? It makes it fucking toxic. Right, and you will end up nick sick. You will end up. Do you remember when you were a kid and you first started smoking and you smoked loads of fags and you felt fucking ill? Remember, your parents used to be like, "Right, I'll make you smoke 21 after the other," and you felt like shit or whatever after. That's what it is. So if you sub-ohm, right, or a certain wattage, like high wattage, anything above 10, 12 milligram. It's gonna, in the end, you're gonna get headaches and you're gonna feel sick. It's one of the things. If you drink too much coffee, what happens? You get a headache. You end up feeling fucking.
This is an interesting subject. I'm hooked on caffeine liquid, so I have seen this.
Yeah, I've got some. It's good shit. It works.
I know people that are addicted to. I drink coffee. Everybody knows I drink a lot of coffee. I love my coffee, right? But I only drink 3 cups a day. That's it. Right? I'm not sat here drinking fucking great big gallons of fucking coffee one after the other. If I don't have a coffee, all right, I might feel a bit tired, right, in the morning, but I'm not getting a headache and fucking clucking for a coffee. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, oh, I need my caffeine hit like that. Like, but some people, some people though, right, they have that much caffeine. It's the same with paracetamol. If you take paracetamol 3 or 4 times a day, every day, you'll end up getting a headache if you don't take it. Like, that's the fucking joke of it. Like, it's one of these things.
It's really bad for that.
Yeah, it is. Cameron last 3 weeks and I'm bloody 10 times better. See, the only caffeine that I really have, apart from in the occasional fizzy drink, is in that 3 cups of coffee that I have a day. That's it. And that's not really an excessive amount of coffee.
It's Zap Juice, what Scott's on about, because I got a bottle off him. It's Zap Juice. They do the added caffeine in it.
Yeah, okay. If you actually look up the absorption rate of how much caffeine you'd actually need in it to be for vaping it, for it to be able to work in that capacity, it's about as effective as
Whether it's psychological, I don't know.
It's 100% a gazebo effect.
The thing is, even caffeine in coffee is psychological because there's a lot of studies, and they say
they still get the headache afterwards.
The first few times you drink coffee, yes, you do feel more awake from it. If you drink coffee all the time, it actually doesn't give you a rush. It just brings you back to a peak.
Yep. Yeah. This is why I only drink a few cups a day, like early on in the day. I don't drink. Do you know what I mean?
I'll drink 1 coffee every other day, if that. It's very rare I drink tea or coffee at all. It's mostly squash or water.
Yeah,
or the Asda's fizzy pop, and that's it.
Yeah, it's one of them things, that I think that, like, the energy drink side of it, like the amount of fucking caffeine in some of these energy drinks, we're not talking you're talking about 10 espressos in a fucking can. That's what you're talking about.
It's not the caffeine in those energy drinks, mate. It's the other shit that's in it.
It's all this sugar and crap in there as well.
I mean, this sounds hypocritical because I drink a lot of fucking beer, but they are so fucking bad for you. They're so bad.
I don't drink it. I don't touch them. I haven't drunk an energy drink, Jesus Christ, in say, I don't know, 10 years probably. I don't drink.
I'm in a chat.
I've gone off the energy drinks onto coffee.
Yeah.
I'm in a chat with
at least coffee tastes nice. At least coffee tastes nice. I mean, like, what the fuck? Energy drinks taste like shit.
They will fuck your kidneys and liver.
The only energy drink I actually that's a lie. I like Lucozade. Call me old fashioned and everything, but I do like Lucozade.
It's not the same without the sugar, though, is it? It's not the same without the sugar.
Oh no, the sugar-free ones are fucking nasty. But like, you know, I have a lot of sugar in my coffee as well. That's probably a lot more fucking.
If you want a drink to fucking wake you up and make you feel more like that, just start drinking water.
Yeah, and the other thing is as well.
I've upped my water intake massively.
Start drinking water. Start getting a good amount of water every day, and you'll feel more alive than you've ever fucking felt.
All I know, right, is that all the foreign people from like the Mediterranean and stuff that drink espresso and stuff like that, like I've known and I've worked with, you go to a coffee place with them, they'll order an espresso and a glass of water. That's what they do, right? And they sit there and they'll drink the espresso and then they drink the water afterwards. And it's just like, first of all, I was like, why? What the fuck's with a glass of water? Do you know what I mean? Like, what's that about? And he's like, just balances it out. He was like, you know, caffeine doesn't actually hydrate you, right? Coffee doesn't hydrate you. It actually aggravates you first and makes you more thirsty.
Yeah, it's the
it actually does. It aggravates you first and dehydrates you. So, you know, he's like, because I used to have like a couple of espressos and I was like, fucking buzzing out a little bit, like, you know, and like until then, like now I don't drink espresso, I like make lattes, but it's still got like, you know, 2-3 shots of espresso in it, but it's watered down. Look at the back of a can of Monster. It's one of the main ingredients. What is caffeine?
That is no glucose.
The thing is probably it's putting amphetamines for a quicker absorption rate. The amphetamines going to wake anybody fucking up, dude. I hate to tell you that.
If it was actually mixed in with amphetamines, it's probably to cut them to make them like the right amount. It's like a lot of drugs, like if you actually get down to it, like in Valium, 10 actual milligrams of benzodiazepine is probably the size of a fucking tiny little grain. So like most of the tablet is filler and chalk and shit like that. Reason is there any reason this is happening? Yeah, there's shit.
I've got 2 if anyone wants one.
They bought them, realised they were crap and sold them. I'm only joking. I don't know. You'll see. It depends, I suppose. You'll see, like maybe it's because of the new mechs that have come out by them. So people are selling older mechs to buy the newer ones, maybe.
You do see it going waves. You see it going waves. I mean, you see this quite regularly, like different companies. All of a sudden, you'll start noticing that the stuff's going secondhand more, this, that, and the other. But yeah, I mean, I'm not going to get into the slagging match, but
right. This is what I think it is. Right, is that the new mechs come out, the guillotine, right? Despite what anybody thinks about it, you know, the new mechs come out, and a lot of people, they can't afford to just go and spend 400 quid on a mech, so they're selling some of their other mechs to perhaps having a purge. But yeah, basically it's that's what I think it is. It's the same thing. Seeing your Immortal mod come out, or seeing your Death Wish mod come out, you'll see the other stuff. The last release is coming up for sale because people want the next new thing. Not everybody has 70 mods or whatever, you know. Not everybody.
No.
Not everyone can afford them either.
It's not so. Thing is, though, Chris, it's a matter of like, it's not a matter of affording so much, because normally when I buy something, I sell something to pay for it. So you know, it's one of them things. Obviously, at some point, I've paid out money for it. Do you know what I mean? But like, you know, it's one of them things that I don't really spend a lot of money on a lot else.
I mean, I spent a lot of money on the OP, and now they're worth about 20 quid. Second hand, it's like
but do you want to sell it? You want to sell it? So that doesn't even matter then, does it?
But would you sell it if it was still worth what it was, what you paid for it?
Yes, I'd use that money to buy another one.
Why?
But then I'd instantly regret it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you, because it's not.
It's
really,
one of them ones.
It's one of them that it's a personal taste sort of thing, I suppose. It's not really mine. Not really my sort of thing, but
Brian,
it's one of them things. Everybody's got different priorities with different things. Some people, they want to fucking spend 100 quid a month on their Sky package. If that's what they want to do, then that's what they want to do. Do you know what I'm saying? If I want to spend that money and a bit more on vape stuff, then that's what I will do. You know, it's one of them things. Some people go out and spend 500 quid on fucking beer and drugs over the weekend, or blow it all on a computer or whatever. It depends on what you want to do with your money.
Every single one of those comments just seemed like a dig at Josh, to be honest with you. I was just going to say, Ryan, in answer to your question, if he needs to get some knee pads out, mate, he's too tight to buy knee pads, mate. He'll just go with scratch knees.
The state of my knees at the minute.
He likes the pain. Anyway. He likes the pain. Yeah. So, Vinny, how's the couch to 5K going, mate?
It's not going too bad. I've got a few little aches.
No, it's not that fucking far. I'm a fucking cripple.
My size.
I'm a fucking cripple, and I bet you I could fucking manage it.
Yeah, but then you weigh next to nothing, Andy.
I've seen people always say that to me when they weigh about 20 fucking stone, right?
Yeah.
I'm sort of average fucking size, all right? Look, that's like me calling everybody hippies. Do you know what I mean? I've got a bald head. That doesn't mean everybody else's hair is long. It means my hair's short.
I got a big surprise when I went on the scales and saw how heavy I actually had got. Yeah. I mean,
Well, I'm 15 stone, right? So, which for my height is, according to the doctors and everything, I'm massively overweight. Their BMI shit.
You're massively overweight is about here. Mine's somewhere about here.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the rafters.
But yeah, the last 2 training sessions I've done, I've covered the 5K, but I've walked the vast majority of it.
XL, see?
Yeah.
And that's what people say to me. They're like, what? That's what you wear XL? You have to wear an XL top? And it's like, well, yeah, because I don't have to wear a fucking double XL. I cut into it. Yeah, but no, this is the thing. It's just like, I just haven't got a great big.
I always like to say I'm festively plump. Christmas 1992.
I've got a 44-inch chest. It's like, you know what I mean? Some brands just like if I was to wear a large, I'd be like fucking that. It's just like some brands are just.
My chest is a foot bigger than yours.
Well, yeah, of course it is. No shit. But that doesn't make me small. That doesn't, right? So this is the thing. That doesn't make me small. I'm actually bigger built than most people that I know. Really, do you know what I mean? Like in real life, they've all got arms. They're either fat or they've got arms like twigs. And they've got no sort of chest or back or any sort of muscle mass at all. It's just, the average sort of person. I literally lived in a gym for like fucking 10 years.
Yeah, I did. I played rugby for 20
now I've got fucking tits growing because of it. That's what ends up happening, And then, if I was to wear a large top, I'd look like I was wearing a fucking crop top because it just fucking pulls it up higher and higher. But it's the more width you've got here, the more it pulls the top up. So the XL is more for the fucking length of it than the fucking actual size of it. It's just one of them things. It's all relative, isn't it? So,
The class rugby players, even the top flight rugby players, as a beast. There's no fat on them, but muscle mass is heavier than fat. But obviously, I'm fat.
Yeah.
I'm not muscly. I used to be fit.
Rugby player shapes have completely changed now, though, compared to.
Do you honestly think that Vinny played rugby league? It's definitely Union.
Yeah,
it was Union. I played a little bit when I was at university first time round.
What league?
Yeah, I played league for Kiefer Cougars for a little while.
League looks far too paced for you, dude.
Yeah,
I was fit then, Josh. I mean, I played in schoolboy, so I played at a good level.
In Wales, it's all league, really.
Union.
I don't like. It's Union. Union, Wales, dude.
Yeah. yeah, mainly union like it is. It's just like
rugby league is contained to a small part in the north of England, really.
Yeah, it is really.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of them.
I don't like rugby. The only reason I know anything about rugby is because Exeter, in the last 10 years, have got one of the best rugby union sides in the UK. So
yeah,
I've been once very, very drunk.
I don't know about rugby because Wales are so shit at it.
Too short. Oh, I like that, Colin.
You're not too short. You should be 16 foot 6 inches. Yeah. So that's what I mean, though. It's all relative, though, isn't it? You know, height, weight.
I can't be 6'4".
I mean, you know, like I've had it before when I used to be like actually fit, and I'd go into the doctors, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, you're overweight," and I was like 7% body fat, and I'm like, "Really? Don't know about that, mate." You know,
Nicky, biggest rugby league team in this country by far has pretty much always been Wigan. That's not in Yorkshire.
Yeah.
But yes, the run is going okay. The last run I did yesterday morning, I run in every kilometre of the 5K, which I wasn't supposed to do until the second week of the training program. So I'm ahead of my program. But I just need to extend the minute runs in each kilometre now, which is what I'll start tomorrow night when I actually get a proper pair of running trainers.
Can we just address Nick's blasphemy a second? Because he just said the Wales, F you, Andy, Wales are good at rugby. Okay, right. So the way that I judge this is by how many World Cups you've won, right? Not a tournament with just 6 teams in it, right? We're not talking about a tournament with just 6 teams in it. We're talking about World Cups. How many World Cups have Wales won? 0. How many World Cup finals have Wales been in? 0. Right. Okay. So England, when they won the Rugby World Cup, in 2003, they were also in the final of the next Rugby World Cup, and I quite imagine they'll be there again.
They were in one quite recently. I think you'll find.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like, you know, at the end of the day, England rugby, I would say, a lot better than the football. Really, do you know what I mean? Results wise.
Oh yeah, definitely. But
we didn't fluke our only win. Right, hang on a minute. Right, whoa. Hang on a minute. How did England fluke their win? How was Johnny Wilkinson kicking our way to victory a fucking fluke? How was that a fluke? Like, I just don't understand. Yeah, right.
Very, very, very carefully orchestrated.
Now,
from 3 years previously.
In the next one, when we lost to the Springboks in the final, guess how they beat us? By fucking kicking. That was what they won the final with. They beat us at our own game. Like, we brought it like in, and it wasn't a fluke. It's part of the game. Fluky drop goal. Fuck off, man. Fluky drop goal. What? That one fluky drop goal won him the World Cup.
Nick, our moderator, could you boot this cunt called Nick? Please?
Yeah. You know, like, just what the fuck? Fucking secret fucking Welsh fucking like rugby fan we got going on here. You know what's going on?
I don't think it's so secret anymore.
Take away his banana.
Yeah, he's been exposed. I love it on fact because obviously I live in Wales. I love it on Facebook when it's all like Wales are doing well and everything. I fucking it's all over Facebook, all the shit and this and that and the other and that. And then the minute they lose or England win, and it's just like, you know, pin drop, and it's just fucking hilarious, you know. I mean, like the fucking with the football, with the Euros. That just made me laugh so much. They thought they were actually going to win. I mean, like, you know, we got 2 good players. We got team spirit, and we got 2.
Question. Scott leading to question.
Scott,
easy.
I regret nothing after a first use because I like to give something more of a try than one use because it generally, if someone says it's good, and I've bought it and I think it's shit straight away, it's generally the build or the wicking or the power or something like this. So every bit of kit has its different use. But yeah, I regret nothing after the first. I regret some things after like the 10th or 12th try. Actually, I've got one behind me right now, which I do think is a bag of shit.
What?
Is that referring to a tank by any chance?
It's an RTA, a single coil RTA.
Oh, right, yeah, okay.
What do you buy? Another UK reviewer?
My instant regret was that iJoy Capo Squonk.
Oh, fuck me, mate. You bought one of those? You fucking dickhead.
Yes.
Like, what the fuck?
Literally, I bought it. It was like, it's a regulated Squonk. It can't be bad. It's regulated. Put the battery in it, put a decent little, decent build in it, the lot. Fresh batteries, everything. Press the button, tried it. I'm like, is this thing fucking working at all?
The iJoy Capo Squonk has honestly got to go down as one of the worst vaping devices of all time.
Yeah.
Like, just wow. I mean,
it was dog turd.
Yeah, well, no shit. I mean, like, I don't think I've ever actually bought anything and had an instant regret with buying it, really. Not vape-wise anyway. Like, yeah, nice one, Nick. About time. Yeah, it's, it's one of them things. Was that the one with the pre-built coils? I don't know.
Which one?
The iJoy Capo, I think he's talking about.
No, it didn't have pre-built. Well, it sort of had pre-built coils in the pack, but I've never used the pre-built ones that were in the pack. I always leave them in there.
Maybe you should have used them. Maybe that's what the problem was. Maybe it was them coils.
No, mate, it was famously, man. It's a shocking.
I know. I'm joking. Oh. I mean, look, right. I've seen some absolute dog shit products, right? I mean, like, I've owned a couple, like, but like, I've seen some absolute dog shit stuff out there, and I've, like, in all honesty, I just never bought it. You look at it, you see the pictures of it, and you're just like, well, that's going to be shit.
And I'll tell you what, another Squonk which I didn't buy but looked shit and was shit was the Aspire Feed Link. Is there the fucking Feed Link?
No, it's that shit. I don't even know what it is.
Yeah, even I've never heard of it.
It couldn't even be that shit, because if it was that shit, I would have heard of it, if you know what I mean. Like, like in a negative sort of way. But yeah, it's like, Roger had the coils and the cotton already done.
No, I don't know that one.
There was an AOI, there's an iJoy all-in-one AIO. I can't remember what it was called now.
I had from buying to review was the Bonza Met kit, because it was garbage. Sorry, Bogan, but it was garbage.
But Bogan knew it was garbage.
Sorry, not sorry.
I went and spoke to him after I'd done the review at Expo. He actually patted me on the back and said, "Thank you for doing a fair review," which was nuts. I was shitting myself. I thought he was going to go nuts and call me a cunt and everything. And he actually thanked me for doing an honest review.
Bogan knew it was a piece of shit as well, dude. Simple as that.
Yeah.
And my other major regret is that Rebel Vape DNA 250. Because they've just fucked me over right royally. And now
actually saying that, right? Although, they're shit.
They're good, but mine was just a piece of shit.
Yeah, like the quality control with them is just dog shit, and the customer service, well, fuck me. It's like, it's like fucking, I don't know, man. Like, I've just never known anything like it. Like, even when you buy a mod, they say it's in stock and it takes them fucking 4 weeks to ship it out. And like, and it's just like, really. They just don't even reply to emails and stuff. And, it's just the whole company. I mean, like, they need to go on the fool wall.
Anyway,
because they are a bunch of fools.
The mod itself has actually ended up disappearing. They've lost it. Mail lost it. I've lost the money I paid for it, so it's over.
What? They're not. What?
So,
right.
Hang on. They've lost your mods.
They lost your mod. And now they're not going to.
You've sent in for repair.
Basically, received the mod when I posted it back to them because they signed for it, because I sent it signed for.
Right. Yeah. There you go.
Saying it wasn't one of their staff that signed for it.
That's not on you.
In the building. So I spoke to Royal Mail about it. They said that it's out of their hands. It was signed for at the point of delivery. And Rebel Vape won't do a fuck all about it.
Who did you buy it through? What did you use? Did you use PayPal?
Oh, I can't bloody remember. It was that long ago.
Right. Okay. Well, look. Right. If you used PayPal, it might be too long. Right. So go to your bank. Go to your bank. As long as you didn't use PayPal balance, then you can go to your bank and say, look, right, I've sent this mod back to these guys for repair, and they've lost it. They're claiming it wasn't them that signed for it. I've been done out of this money, and you can show them all of the proof of that. They'll refund you. People think that PayPal is like the world's last defense on like online scams. It's not, right? Only if you use your PayPal balance. Now, this is what I recommend everybody do. If you're going to buy something, use goods and use PayPal, even if it's goods and services, because if PayPal don't find in your favor, you can then still go to your bank. It's withdraw your money from your PayPal account into your bank account and use your card through PayPal. That way, you are covered by your bank's insurance. Your bank covers you for online fraud, right, on any debit card. So I've used PayPal Friends and Family before, and PayPal wouldn't do shit, because this is the other thing that a lot of people don't know either, is that unless you're an actual registered vape business, anything bought through PayPal with goods and services, if it's vape related, they won't deal with it anyway, unless it's a business, right, a registered vape business. Now, so the thing to do is to use your bank card, right? And if you can, just use Friends and Family, because why the fuck give PayPal anything, right? Second of all, right, once you've used your bank card, you are then covered, right? And it's not just some spotty twat in a fucking office somewhere in PayPal that makes a decision, right? It is your bank, and they go by the proper policies because they're properly regulated, unlike PayPal. All right. And this is the thing. And I've had it before, and it was a PayPal Friends and Family payment, and it all went wrong. And in the end, I went to my bank. It was nothing to do with vaping, right? But, it was the same thing. I went to my bank. I showed them the screenshots of the conversation with the person. I showed them everything, basically I spoke to somebody on the phone. I rang the fraud department, spoke to somebody on the phone. I sent them, I emailed in the screenshots of the conversation, everything, and they instantly refunded me the money. And all they said was once we've investigated it further, if it turns out, that you weren't in the right, then we will debit the money back out of your account. But they did it for me, and I had it done with a mobile phone that I ordered as well for one of my kids for Christmas. Off a company that just never sent it. They didn't get it. It wasn't in stock, and they just basically just ignored all my emails. So I had to go to the bank, and they just instantly refunded it. So it's one of them. I've got a big issue with PayPal anyway. I just don't like them. I don't like the way they run their business. I just really don't like them. There's an app called Cash App. It used to be called Square Cash. Or Squared Up at one point, which is brilliant. There's no fees. If you're buying stuff off people in America, you get a much better currency conversion rate than the made-up ones that PayPal use. You don't get charged any fees. Don't get me wrong, you can't dispute a transaction with somebody or whatever. They don't do any of that shit. But again, because you use your card, you're covered by your bank. Yeah, PayPal have convinced the world that they're needed, and they're fucking not. The only thing they're needed for is if you got eBay. And this is the other thing as well, is all the vape shops out there that have only got PayPal as their option, even to check out of as a guest. I won't buy from you. Because I can't use it. So that's that. Do you know what I mean? So unless if you offer that as your only form of payment, then you're limiting it to people. Because if anybody's had an issue with PayPal, like I have, and they've got my card number. So if I go to pay for something now using that card, they say, sorry, you can't use this service.
Yeah.
All because all because of something completely unrelated and some idiot scammer, basically, and PayPal found in their favor. And even though my bank refunded it, PayPal, they wouldn't have it. It's still in minus balance. The account is still in minus balance. It's just one of them things. Legally, they can't do shit.
Yeah.
you know, there's nothing they can do about it.
But yeah, they're the ones I really regret buying. But I'll chase that one up, Andy, definitely.
Yeah, chase up your bank, mate. If you should be able to. Anyway, fucking out them. Put them on the fucking scam list, right? I don't give like for that. They deserve to go like that. That's fucking wrong. They fucking done you out of that mod. I don't care if they gave it to you at wholesale price because you were going to review it, right? Do you know what I think? I think that they fucking know full well that after all this shit, you're going to give it a shit review, and that's why they haven't sent you one, rather than just refunding you your money.
I'm about an email as well.
Do you know what, actually? This is fucking winding me up. I actually know the guy there. I'm going to fucking message him about this tomorrow. And that's it. Yeah, I'm calling out Rebel Vape on this one.
I've done it.
I can't use my new banner.
Oh, God. It's a bit late now, Josh.
I know. We've been ranting away for too long.
Yeah. No, but yeah, no, I definitely think that that something needs to be said about their customer service and the way that they are in the way that they act in the industry.
Reams and reams of it about how shocking they are.
Yeah, but this is the thing, though, right? Because Jay Hayes says how great they are, because M Turk has his picture took with them at fucking Expo or whatever, people think they're fucking great. Oh, I've got to have one. Jay Hayes has got one or whatever. Right. Let me tell you this. They will fucking treat Jay Hayes completely different to how they treat you. It's not so much the product, right? Yeah. I've had some of them that have worked fucking fantastic, right? And I've sold them and regretted it, right? Some of them, yeah? Some of them are fucking junk, right? And it's the quality control, and that even isn't that much of a problem if they had good customer services. If fuck me, if somebody messages me and says there's a problem in these coils, I don't know, nobody ever has, but like, you know, if somebody messaged me and said it, the first thing I'd do is I'd be like, right, what do you want me to do to make it right? Actually, I had one person, right, fuck me, he messaged me, he goes, that set of coils I bought off you, one of them just melted and just disintegrated it. I was like, right, okay. I was like, how did that happen? That doesn't matter. I was like, what was it? Just like a really bad hotspot that just went wrong? And he's like, I don't know. He's like, because the other set that I've had off you, I've been using them for a year. He was like, you know, he's like, I don't understand what's gone on. And I was like, right, okay. So tell me like how you went through the process of doing it, this, that, the other. Turns out he pulsed them at fucking 80 watts. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, yeah. I mean, I don't get me wrong, right? I can do it on a mech, yeah. But like, but if I melt through my coils, I know that's user error. That's my fault, right? It's not. Do you know what I mean? It's not like on the person who made the coils that I fucking. Do you know what I mean? That's literally like buying a car and driving it into a wall and then blaming the fucking car manufacturer for it. It's just fucking stupid. And I said to him, well, look, in future, mate, I was like, you know, like just pulse it. And he was like, well, I've only got one coil left now. And it was like he expected me then to send him out another set of coils, pay for the postage as well. And I sort of at first I was like, well, look, the only thing I can say that I'll do for you, mate, and I think I'm going a bit above and beyond here, really, if I'm honest, because I don't feel like I have to do anything. But because I'm not a complete prick, I'm just gonna. What I will do is I'll on your next order, I'll chuck in a set of coils for free. Do you know what I mean? To make up for it. And he never bought any coils off me ever again after that. And his loss. That's the way I did it.
Really, Facebook user with Rebel Vape was obviously I'd been emailing. That last expo in October, I actually took the mod and handed it to them because they had a little stall down the Waters Gallery.
Yeah.
And said, there you go. You've ignored me and ignored me. Fix it. I did this in front of a crowd of people. They knew exactly who I was as soon as I walked up to them. All they did...
I remember.
All they did was change the contacts, and that was it.
They didn't even do anything. And the problem was that the screen was fucking frozen, wasn't it? On the fucking...
It was a battery fault. You could put in a fresh, full-charged battery, and then within 3 minutes of using it, it'd say battery flat.
Yeah, that's it. Like the problem with that is a lot of it is you've got to actually put the right .cvs file in because it's DNAC.
They did. They reconnected it to their laptop at the expo, reflashed it, everything like that. Then they said, look, you've got our old contacts. We'll take it away. We'll put the new contacts in. We'll give it another full diagnostics check, send it back to you. Sent it back to me. It waited for 5 minutes, and then it was all back to how it was.
Yeah.
So I got in touch with them again. They went, right, send it back. We'll just send you a new one. Sent it back. That was it. It's gone.
Well, I think it's about time they got outed. Do you know what I mean? Like, actually, not just talking about it on here, but I mean, like, you know, like literally
everybody knowing about it.
Go to one of the scam groups. Do you know what I mean? And just put your case forward then. Just say, look, you know, I sent it back. It's been signed for. If their security in their building means that somebody else has got access to the mail, that's not on you. That's still on them. That is still on them. If it was delivered to that address,
they actually admitted that someone had signed for it and took it, and then they went, "Oh, but it wasn't one of our staff" in the next email, which they sent like 3 minutes later.
Well, it doesn't matter. Like just saying that, it doesn't matter. Like, what did the name say? That's easy enough to find out. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, that's all. Go back through your tracking and find out what the name of the person is, and we'll find out if that person actually works there or not. And this is one of the things that I have seen before, and that is when you send stuff back, you get signatures like Mickey Mouse and stuff like that. Certain companies, and they just do it because that way they can say, "Well, I never signed for that." Do you know what I mean? See, this is the thing. Like, at the end of the day, you sent it back. It was signed for at their address. That's on them, right? If they were letting some dodgy person hang around and steal their mail, that's your fault.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
You know, like that's ridiculous. But yeah, I honestly believe that they should, that you should actually just go to like the vape scam group and just put it all on there and just say, you know, there's other companies that have been put on there, Vaping Guru. You know, there's been other companies. I'm pretty sure that Rebel have actually been put on one before. I'm pretty sure Rebel or eSource is the same fucking company. They pretend it's not. It's the same company. They've been put on there before. I'm 100% sure there's been other stuff. If you go to put on a few of the bigger vape groups, has anybody else ever had these sort of problems with Rebel? You will get a fucking massive amount of replies all saying, you know, this, that, the other. Their customer service is garbage. The worst fault with their mods is the way that their door, it pushes the contacts apart. It's just, you know, it just pushes the contacts apart. They need to somehow have a way of you being able to tighten up the contacts when the door's closed to make sure if it had some sort of screw action underneath that raised that bed at the bottom with the contacts on. Do you get what I mean? Something there that would actually lock them in place. Because what happens is the mod is actually like a sort of like a C shape. It's like a C shape, and the contacts are at the top and the bottom on the open side, right? And then when you slide the door in, it actually pushes them up like that. Yeah. So then the batteries are slightly rattling in there because even though they are all meant to be 18650s or 2700s, it's one of them things. Some of them are slightly different. There's different tolerances and stuff. So, you know, I think that's what the main problem is, just a design flaw.
Yeah.
God knows about that, mate, at the moment. Really, Expo, I can't see it.
The NEC is still classed as a Nightingale. I know it's not in use, but everything is still inside the NEC in case there's a respike. So at the moment, the NEC, as far as I know, is still set up to be a hospital.
Yeah, unless they change the venue, right? And, you know, the social distancing measures are completely dropped, then I can't see it. You know,
I don't think anything happen until at least next year. At least.
I don't know. Some stuff in Europe's already they're selling tickets for it again and that. So, do you know what I mean? Like Innovation, they're selling tickets for it. Innovation in a Dam in November and stuff like that. So, I mean, you know, I think by the end of the year it will. But I think the sticking point on that one is going to be, I mean, that'll depend on the German, on their lockdown laws and stuff like that. It's one of them things, like, you just can't really.
Our social distancing is going to change. It's going to go down to a meter. When that happens, I don't know, but it will get changed to a meter soon.
Yeah, like things are going to change, but like you say, they're going to keep the NEC as a Nightingale. So unless they change the venue, that's the only way around it.
They're took over the NEC, they signed it for a year.
Yeah.
That's my understanding of the standing on that.
Do you know what? That must have cost a fucking fortune.
Yeah,
I'm not being funny. The money they make from crafts, and just all the concerts and all of the other stuff and everything. All right, they're probably looking at it like none of that stuff's going to be on anyway, so we're not going to get any money anyhow. So maybe they cut a bit of a deal, but I bet you it's still an astronomical figure. Just the running costs.
Yeah.
Just, do you know what I mean? Keeping the light and the water on there. I wouldn't want their fucking water bill. Jesus Christ!
It wasn't just a few of the holes. It was literally.
Well, that's why I looked into it actually, because we spoke about it before. I was like, well, is it just a couple of the arenas they've got, or is it the whole thing? So I looked into it, and it is the whole NEC, the whole thing. And a lot of people don't really grasp it because you go to the NEC, and it's quite big when you're walking around, but then when you go in the actual arena that you're in, you kind of forget that you're in a massive complex and there's a lot more of them other arenas in there. But when you go to events like Crufts, when it's in fucking loads of them, then you realize how fucking big it is. And when you're queuing for fucking the queues to get in and out of Crufts, the car parks and everything, it is just like,
the thing is, Crufts, I believe, only takes up the two big main arenas.
It does. It's only the two big ones, yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, the thing is, you go to Expo and it takes up a small arena. It's two small arenas. Sometimes two of them together. But but they're tiny in comparison to the big ones.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's one of them things. Crufts is an experience in itself, even if you just don't like dogs or anything like that. It's just an experience. I mean, I quite like it myself. But it is
Facebook user. It depends on what you're looking for.
Yeah, I mean, that's like saying what's the best car out there.
Go out and go back in and grant permissions to use your name.
Right, I think I know who they are. They've just literally paired me while I'm on air. I've just seen it pop up on my phone.
See, told you people do that.
Yeah. Right. Basically, when it comes to mods, you got your pods, you've got your regs, you got your mechs, you got tons of different variations. It's depending on what you want, and then it's down to your personal tastes. Things like that.
If you know Chris, drop him a PM and he'll talk to you.
I think I do know who it is. I'm just waiting for my world's slowest laptop to decide to load up Facebook from when I switched from StreamYard to the Facebook tab.
Scott Leaning, no, I've not been to a Nightingale, but one of my very close friends is working at the Harrogate one, or was working at the Harrogate one, in the events arena there. So I'm pretty clued up on what's going on in there. But no, I turned down the request for me to go to London Nightingale. No, thank you. Didn't want to go. Yes, right.
Jack, just I've got your message. I will look at reply and talk to you a bit later after doing the video.
And like I say, once you talk to Chris for a little while, come find one of us and we'll give you the proper advice.
Actually, I've helped him out a lot over the years.
Oh yeah, I bet you have.
No, actually, I have.
And that's why
he's had some.
He needs your fucking help like he needs a hole in the head.
No, he's actually been looking at. He's looked at. Oh no, he's looked at mods in the past that even I'd say no, that's dangerous.
Yeah. Not dangerous, just shit.
No, these were dangerous.
Anything else we want to talk about, fellas?
No, I think we're pretty much done.
Snacks.
What?
Snacks.
No. I'm gonna get some dinner before I get on the radio show at 9 o'clock. So.
Yeah, that's what I was quite aware of.
Yeah, I'm gonna get me some dinner.
So I'd just like
to
say thank you to everyone that's dropped the sponsorship on Me Couch to 5K. It's great. Thank you. Please keep donating, people. If you've not donated, please do so. It helps with motivation amazingly. It really does when you see people drop that in. It's not much fun doing it, but I'll do it and I'll make sure I do it and it'll be done. again, it's doing me good, so it's even better.
No, it's good, mate. I think it's really, it's what I mean. It's a good thing for you to do.
A very good thing, really.
Yeah. I think it's awesome, mate. I think it's awesome. You know, I make jokes.
It's good for charity. It's good for you as well, brother.
Yeah. I needed the kick personally, so that's kind of why I used it to stick for me, motivational wise as well. I needed to do something. I got to the point where I was realizing that, so it's good. It's good.
Scott, Skittles by far.
Yes, Nick.
Skittles or Starburst?
I'll be on the rock show tonight from 9.
Opal fruit.
That's going back some.
Tracy, yeah, I know you said you'll sponsor me when I actually do the 5K. Thank you. I will do the 5K. It'll be the end of August when I actually run the full 5K. Which sounds horrible in my head right now. It sounds so horrible. But yeah.
You'll get there. You'll do it.
Well, I'll be out
no, honestly, Vinny, I think it's absolutely awesome that you're doing it. I mean, like, you know, a lot of people talk about doing stuff and they never actually do it. And, you know, I think for anybody to do something like that and put yourself through that amount of torture that you're going to do, I think it's an admirable thing.
I never got all this love when I was doing the boxing.
Well, you never fucking done it. That's why. You fucking... It got cancelled.
It didn't happen, did it?
Well, there you go, then. Well, you want love for stuff you nearly did. All right. Do you know what I mean? I nearly joined the army. I need respect all the soldiers get. You know what I mean? It's one of them things. Nah, I'm sure, mate, as soon as if they drop the social distancing down to a meter, maybe Klitschko could fight. They could fight each other, the Klitschko brothers. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just big straight jabs. And that'd be it. But yeah, it's a good thing for you to do, mate. Let's have a look. Take them back to the shop.
What was that?
Scott Lee. Yeah, I'll give you 25 per K you run without slowing to a walking pace.
When I run it, Scott, I will be running it. When I actually run the 5K, I will be running every step. Let me make that clear. I will not walk one bit of the 5K when I actually run it. I'm not there yet. I'm nowhere near there yet. That's why I'm training and doing it every other day, strictly on a schedule that has been set up for me by a professional, so I don't risk my own health or anything like that, because I'm not fit. I'm well overweight, and I had to do it sensibly. So that is what I'm doing. So when I do the 5K, I will run every step of it at the end of August. And there's people present in the chat there that have actually said they're going to come with me and actually run the final 5K, which is great. That'll help me and motivate me even more. But yes, when I do the 5K, when it's actually the run, I will run every single step. That puts the fear of God into me right now. But yeah, Gav Lowe's wife's going to come and run it around with me, and someone else who was in the chat earlier, Gav Harris, said he's going to come and run it with me when I run it. More the merrier, for far as I'm concerned. But yeah, when it comes around, I will run it. By the end of August. Hopefully, I'll be a slightly less of a man. But right, enough. Are we done, fellas?
Yeah, all done, I think. Yeah, it's been a good show.
Thank you all for watching. Josh, are you ready with the outro?
I'm ready with the outro. Guys, we'll see you soon. And
week show.
Take care. Bye.
Everybody.